believe the Real Madrid one because I think that's been debunked a little bit. They have shown a little bit of interest in Zubermendi, but I don't believe that they've actually gone to the extremes of making any kind of offers. We know the Zubermendi deal has basically been, well, we've been told the Zubermendi deal has basically been wrapped up over the last few days. And, you know, but Real Madrid has jumped in at the 11th hour and apparently was showing a lot of interest. There was an outlet in Spain that first started this off and, you know, got everybody worried. Got all the Arsenal fan base, you know, got everyone online scrambling to look for the credibility of the reports that was coming out of Spain about Zubermendi deal being hijacked by Real Madrid. And let me tell you this, Real Madrid, you know, Real Madrid is the best team. You know, it's the best team in the world, the most successful team in Europe, 15-time Champions League winners. And, I mean, if they come knocking, it's going to turn your head. And there was a little bit of concern about the Zubermendi deal because nothing's been signed, sealed and delivered yet. There's nothing been put pen to paper. Verbal agreements are apparently all in place. But nothing has been signed. So deals can be scuppered. Deals can be hijacked. And I know this deal, you know, it is wrapped up. We had to hear we go a couple of weeks ago from Fabrizio Romano himself. Everything's been verbally agreed, but, you know, Real Madrid are a powerhouse. And if they come knocking, you know, you got to be a little bit concerned that the deal can be scuppered. Also, this is a deal that I'm not bothered if it gets scuppered. The Benjamin Sesko deal, RB Leipzig are digging their heels in with a transfer fee. They want more money. They're looking at the valuations of players like Hijacking, 130 million, and Osherman or whatever. They're looking at valuations of other strikers, and they want more money apparently now for Sesko because, you know, it's just been another deal where nothing's been sealed, signed, and delivered. Nothing's been, you know, done on paper, so that they can always move the goalpost. But hello Gavin in the chat, how you doing? Saudi Arabian team, Al Hilal, I can't pronounce it properly, but apparently they're coming up with a massive bid, and the bid is going to be issued, it's going to be put across today. Excuse me 1 second. It's going to be offered apparently today because of the transfer window is being suspended because of the Club World Cup. They want to get it done and dusted today, 1 day, straight away. John Davis in the chat, Roman Circus, Rodrigo split between Berta and Arteta on strikers. Yeah, the Rodrigo one. Hopefully, that's going to go through from Real Madrid. But we're talking about the hijack deals, possibly for Zubermendi and Benjamin Sesko. I mean, it's an 11th hour thing because the window's shutting today. It's being suspended until after the Club World Cup. So we've got to hopefully the Sesko deal gets rounded up and it does go to Saudi Arabia because then we can go and get the striker that we all really want, and that's all we really want is Gyökeres. A lot of Arsenal fans, a lot of fans that I know want Gyökeres. We don't want Sesko. But hopefully he'll go to Saudi Arabia, get loads of money playing out there. I know he's a bit young to be playing in Saudi Arabia. That's been a sort of, in recent couple of seasons, where players go out there to end their careers. Like Ronaldo, although Ronaldo come back and did score a goal for Spain against Portugal, played very well in that game as well at 40 years old, still banging them in. But he's staying out in there in Saudi Arabia. I'm not actually sure what team he plays for. It might be Ronaldo's team that have come in for Sesko. It could be. I can't remember what team. I don't follow the Saudi league really, but you know, it's interesting to see that they're a powerhouse and they've got a lot of money over there in Saudi, and they could scupper any deal. They could turn anyone's head with the money. They really could. Kartik. Hey, how you doing, Kartik? Smart man. Hello, great to see a fellow Asian on YouTube. A fellow Asian. I'm not Asian, mate. I'm a Londoner. I'm a Londoner. I'm from East London. Hence the Cockney Gooner. Um, I'm not Asian, me old mate. Gavin on the go. Transfer windows are always shit now. Nothing is set in stone till it happens. Absolutely. We have to wait until they're holding up the shirt and they're in the press conference signing the contract. That's how we know that the deals are done and dusted. But I mean, I'm a bit concerned about the Zubermendi deal. What I was really, but other reports that are coming out that I've seen this morning are saying, look, don't panic, Arsenal fans. You know, Real Madrid have shown an interest. I think he's got a good relationship with the new manager, Xabi Alonso, at Real Madrid. I think they're friends, Zubermendi. And, you know, this is what's got me thinking as well, because they are friends. They do know each other. And, you know, via Spain, the international team or whatever. And, you know, it does get alarm bells ringing when you hear that, because he's only just got the job there, Xabi Alonso. You know, Carlo Ancelotti's, it was his last season this year and he's left Real Madrid. Xabi Alonso's gone in there and straight away he's looking at strengthening and improving Real Madrid. And, oh, excuse me, my nose keeps running. And, you know, it does think, oh, this could happen, man. They could scupper the deal. It's a bit worrying. But anyway, having said that, there's a lot of people coming out, including David Ornstein. Fabrizio Romano's already said it before, not to panic, but Ornstein's saying it. There's a few other outlets, a few other credible sources that are saying not to panic. The Zubermendi deal is going to go through, but we have to wait till July after the Club World Cup. There's, you know, when the season runs out at the end of June, you know, contracts are normally for footballers. The seasons finishes officially at the end of June. All contracts run out. Like Thomas Partey's at Arsenal, his contract runs out at the end of June. You know, the season's over, so the profit and sustainability rules, the annual accounts for the season are all accumulated then. So they need the deal to go through at the beginning of July. So for the accountants, for the profit and sustainability, this is the excuses we've got, that the deal hasn't already been signed, sealed and delivered. They need it to go through at the end. Not at the end of June, sorry, at the beginning of July, when it all restarts again. So that deal, we're going to be nervous about it until the end of the month, beginning of the next month anyway. And when you hear things like Real Madrid are coming knocking on the door, mate, it is a little bit scary. But anyway, having said that, Gavin on the go in the chat is saying it's all about the agents getting their cut. Absolutely, the agents want their cut. They get their 30% or whatever they get. They stick it on top of the transfer fees now, don't they? Instead of taking out their fee, they have to pay through, and those have to pay extra to add on the agents' fees. Yeah. So apparently as well, what I've heard is we're paying, the release clause was about 51 million for Zubermendi, and I think we're paying an extra 4 or 5 million on top, so we could break it down into instalments, paying the deal back to Real Sociedad in instalments. So obviously that helps us and gives us more money in the pot to spend elsewhere as well. So we've got to get the attacking sorted out. We've got to get these attacking positions. We need a left winger. Hopefully it will be Rodrigo from Real Madrid. I've heard of Mohamed Kudus was a potential target. There's others, you know, with Nico Williams on that left-hand side as well. But, I mean, I would prefer to get Rodrigo. Would you in the chat tell me who you prefer on the left wing? City have just signed Ryan and have 2 more lined up. Now, this is something I'm thinking about, and I've been wondering, how have Man City still signing players? They signed players in January. They signed players. They're signing players this summer. But what's the outcome of their charges? What's the outcome of their charges? The 115 charges. How are they still able to spend money if they're in trouble? I mean, it just makes no sense to me. It's a madness to me as well. Um, we it seems like our other teams in the league. I mean, things like this get sorted out quickly. It does. It does. Look at Everton and Nottingham Forest last season, and they got their points deductions, and they battled through it, and they survived. And Nottingham Forest done very well. If they never got their points deductions, they could have been higher up the league than what they was. They could have even finished fourth, maybe. I don't know their exact points, but they was in third place, knocking on the door, grabbing onto Arsenal's coattails for a lot of last season. And, it was a little bit of a worry if we slip up in the last few games of the season. Luckily enough, we beat Newcastle. They beat us 3 times in over the season, didn't they? Twice in the Cup and once in the league. We was lucky to get that 1-0 victory towards the end of the season that helped us keep our second spot, really. But teams like Nottingham Forest, who got their punishment, served it, and still done very well in the league. I mean, how's it fair on teams like that? Also, excuse me, also like Everton. Everton got their punishment. They survived. Man City still haven't got their punishment, and they're still buying players. I can't work that out, mate. Gavin on the go. They didn't spend in the summer. With regards to the changes, I think they've been hyped up by the media and and City have the Premier League by the short and curlies. Could get ugly. They didn't spend in the summer. Who didn't spend in the summer? What, last summer you're talking about City? They did in January though. They spent money in January. They bought Mamouche. Was it Mamouche? They bought the striker, didn't they? So how was they allowed to do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. I think it's one rule for them and another rule for the rest of us. It's not fair, is it? It's not fair. It don't make any sense to me. But anyway, what do you think? In the chat, Gavin on the go, everybody else that is in the chat or maybe watching this on the replay, what do you think about the possible hijacking of Zubermendi and Sesko? What would you be happy with it being hijacked? Are you happy that we're signing Zubermendi, or don't you want Zubermendi? There's a lot of questions to be asked. If Real Madrid do hijack the deal, I can't see it happening. But if they do, would it bother you? Would you want somebody else? And the Sesko deal with Al Hilal, I don't know the name of the team. I can't think of it. Would you be happy for him to go to Saudi Arabia, or do you want him at Arsenal? Would it upset you? I want Gyökeres, man. I don't want Sesko anyway, so I'm not bothered. Gavin on the go. I feel for Everton. They're only allowed to spend 39 million. Yeah, well, is that a fact? Yeah. 39 bloody million. Is that all they can spend? Who are they going to get for that? They're not going to get... They'd have to go down into looking to get some stars from somewhere. I mean, we only paid, what was it, 25 million or something like that for both Saliba and Gabriel. We didn't pay a lot of money for them, and look how they've progressed and how good they are now. So that you can pick stars, you can pick gems. You might be able to go and loan some players in. Everton might be able to go and loan some players. I'm not saying that we should loan them many players, but players like Mwenyewe, there's some stars like that about from other clubs that they could possibly go and look into loan maybe. But if Everton have got that transfer embargo on them, why haven't Man City? This is what I mean. I can't. They've got. Are they appealing the charge? Are they appealing the? Because I think they got found guilty of some of them. I did hear somewhere they must be appealing. They've got the best, obviously, solicitors, lawyers, or whatever. They've got the money to buy the best, didn't they? So maybe it's that. Maybe it's that. And yeah, they are. They are. When you're saying they've got the Premier League by the short and curlies, they are now a powerhouse. They're obviously owned by the Middle East. Is it Saudi Arabia or is it Dubai? I don't know. Sheikh Mansour. I know he's one of the richest men in the world, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's Saudi Arabia or where he's from, but I mean, I know it's Middle East, but they've got a lot of money, and you know, it is. They do. They sort of. It's as if the Premier League need Man City to be in the league. It's as if they need them because of the what do they call it? You know, the advertisement. The what's it called? What's the word? Promotional side of things, I suppose, and keeping them in the loop, keeping the Premier League in the loop. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but you definitely need a young striker. I'm a City fan, but your boys are getting so close every season. You definitely need to win the Prem just to piss United off. We need to win the Premier League to appease the fans, mate. We come runners up to you twice, but a lot closer to yous than we were to Liverpool this season. I think both of us have fell off a cliff. I think Arteta has actually took us as far as he can. I think the Rodri thing with Man City has affected your club more than what anybody dreamed it would. Just 1 second. Losing Rodri, absolutely, it just unbalanced the whole team for the whole season, and there was some surprise defeats for City. I don't believe that Man City have permanently fell off the cliff, but last season they did. You've got the best fucking manager in the world, mate, and I think you'll be back fighting next season. Especially if you get away with these charges, which I can't understand. I can't get my head around it. But anyway, it is what it is, and Man City are going to come back stronger than ever. Pep said an off season. He could not. I don't know. He was losing it a little bit. I think. I remember that when he was scratching his head and he was at a fight in the dressing room. He said he'd done it with his fingernail. He was scratching his face and that shit. Was it a bit of frustration or whatever, or was it a fight in the dressing room? We don't know. Do you think Arteta will stay another season? Yes, City have been a one-man team. Well, you've got loads of players there. I mean, Haaland this season as well. Haaland, surprised everybody with his form. I know he got an injury, but I mean, he ain't been the same player this season, and it's just blew up in his face. At the Etihad when he had a go at Arteta, told him to stay humble. That game was a brilliant game. It was a defensive masterclass, and it was just right at that last pinnacle, weren't it, Gavin? Right at that last minute, Ireland got that equaliser. We was fighting the whole of that second half with 10 men, just bedded in. A lot of neutral fans was calling it anti-football. Your Jason Cundys, your Jamie O'Hara's, mugs like them two. And Jamie O'Hara, listen, what did you think of Jamie O'Hara wearing a Man City shirt? He wore a Man City shirt when they played Tottenham at White Hart Lane. Because he wanted so badly for Spurs to lose to scupper Arsenal's title charge that he actually wore a Man City shirt. Right, and to answer your question, Arteta, he'll be here next season. I don't want him. I want him gone, but he will be here next season. Depending on how we do in the league, hopefully there's nothing I can do about it. I don't want him, but hopefully if we're not challenging by Christmas, hopefully Andre Alberto will sack him. I don't think anyone understands the charges, to be honest. Pep started playing negative football. He did. He actually did, yeah. He was so worried about losing Rodri that he changed it. And listen, let me just read the rest of your message and I'll tell you what I think about what Arteta did as well. Ireland is not the player we signed. Like playing with 10 men. It's always a great game versus Arsenal. Oh, yeah, and the one at the Emirates as well. I don't want to just rub your face in it. But anyway, Arteta, last season, changed the whole style of play as well. The 2 seasons we was competing against you, we was playing fucking good football. When I turned the corner and I thought, come on, Arteta maybe you know, give him. I'm going off the back of the end of last season. I'm thinking, yes, give him another go. Surely to God, we'll get a striker, finally replace Aubameyang, and go again and win the title. I'm talking about this season now. It was completely different. He changed the whole style of play. Played a 4-3-3 consistently. Didn't swap it around. Didn't play the 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2. Kept playing that 4-3-3, and was so negative and defensive minded more. At the beginning of the season, if you've seen my channel, you go back on some of the videos at the beginning of the season. I thought it was a smart idea to be a little bit more resolute and a little bit more, you know, tight and compact instead of being free flowing, because, you know, we lost a few games we shouldn't have done, and that's what ultimately cost us on our title charge. But it didn't work out either. He didn't balance it correctly. He kept it, you know, passing around, just passing backwards, giving the teams enough time to get back into that low block. You know, what you do, you let the other team have the ball, you let them attack you, and then you counter-attack them quick. You don't counter-attack them slow. Like, it was counter-attacking, but we wasn't fast enough, and it gives the other opposition team enough time to get back into the low block and just keep us out. And that's why we got so many draws as well. We got about 14 draws last season because of the low blocks played against us. It just frustrated me so much, and I just hope he just comes up with something different. And we get Gyökeres. I hope Sesko goes to Saudi Arabia and we get Gyökeres. It's what the game is. All about much better having two quality sides grinding it out, pal. As a Blue, I've always admired Arsenal. Appreciate that, bruv. Appreciate that. Man City, you know, when they got the Saudi money, they've been a good team. They've always played attractive football, no matter who their manager's been. I mean, I remember when Kevin Keegan was their manager. He changed it as well, didn't he? It was before the money, and he played attractive. He played pretty decent football. Man City were coming back. I did hear a story that before they got their Saudi money, the Gallagher brothers were interested in buying Man City. Did you ever hear that story? But yeah, I do admire them for where they come from. You know, they've not always been a great team, but now they're a force to be reckoned with. They are a big force, and it has got a lot to do. I'm not having a go at it, but it has got a lot to do with the money that they've got from the Saudis. It's similar to Chelsea. You know, I would love that to be Arsenal. You know what I mean? I want to knock it back. So, I mean, you know, I'll tip me hat to the Man City fans. And good luck to them with their team. But, I mean, Arsenal have been a force a lot longer than Man City have, and it's just so disappointing to see us fucking so shit sometimes. It's frustrating. I remember when Emery was your top boy, we used to give him standing ovations for a corner. Did ya? Thierry Henry, I mean, I can't choose between Thierry Henry and Bergkamp. I normally lean to Bergkamp, but just by a fucking whisker. Henry got a lot more goals, granted, but I just like the football genius of Bergkamp slightly, and obviously Ian Wright as well. What a goal scorer he was our top goal scorer before Henry overtook him, and he broke the record, Cliff Baston's record that stood for God knows how many years. So Henry's a favourite of mine. There's a lot of Arsenal fans that I used to really have a lot of time and respect for that now are puppets for the club, like your Martin Keowns, your Ray Parlours, and Ian Wright sort of started to lean that way, but I'm hoping he don't go down that road full throttle. But I am getting a little bit concerned about him because they're not having a bad word said about the club. And Henry come out and said it. He actually said that they weren't good enough. Arteta wasn't good enough. And he's been handed for it, which is ridiculous. He's a legend at the club. Where's my tissue? He's a legend at the club, and he should be always respected. And he loves it. He loves Arsenal as well, and he's speaking his mind, and he spoke the truth. So all the Arsenal fans that are slagging Henry off, you you know, there's something wrong with views. And you've all got to be young fans. I mean, I'm nearly 50 years old. I've been supporting Arsenal since like the mid-80s. You know, since I was old enough to enjoy football. So, you know, some of these fans that have only known Arsenal since probably, you know, the 2000s or whatever, it's not, you know, you've got, there's a lot more history to Arsenal than what you have seen. So, let's see if anything else is going on before we wrap up the stream. There ain't much happening at the minute. I can't see any more news as it is, but I will do another stream if anything comes up. I've got to keep doing streams like this just to try and get some watch hours up on my channel. There is a proper podcast live stream coming on Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to have like the Red Report, it's called now. The Red Report is going to have a little weekly roundup. We'll talk about all that's been going on during the week, and it's going to be a weekly show for the whole of the off season or the close season or whatever you want to call it, the summer transfer window. Gavin on the go, thanks for coming in the chat, bro. Yeah, I'm 47, seen it all. It will come good again. Keep the faith, Gooner. Your day will come. Got to go, mate. Nice chat. Sweet. Thanks for coming in the chat, bro. Anybody else got any questions before I go? Got anybody else watching this video got any questions in for me? Let me know now before I go. Forever hold your peace. Any Arsenal fans in the chat, what do you think about Sesko? Hopefully the deal being gazumped and hijacked, and he might be going to Saudi Arabia. Please go to Saudi Arabia, Benjamin Sesko. Listen, I could be fucking wrong, mate. I could be completely wrong, and Sesko could come to Arsenal and be the next Thierry Henry. You never know. You never know for sure. So, you know, if he does come to Arsenal, let's hope he is. Let's hope I am proved. I love to be proved wrong. I love to be proved wrong for the better. You know, and I will always hold my hands up, and I'll always say, you know what? If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, and I'll hold my hands up, and I will eat humble pie. Happily eat humble pie. Listen, I want to be wrong. I desperately want to be wrong about Benjamin Sesko, because I don't think it's going to happen. I really, deep in my heart, I don't think he's going to be going to Saudi Arabia. Although I would want it to happen. I don't think it is. So, you know, he's going to come. He's Arteta's choice. Andre Alberta wanted Gyökeres more. I know Arteta was interested in Gyökeres. The Gyökeres one is a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. You know, I know people were saying about the Portuguese league is not as tough as the Premier League. He played in the Championship, mate. People forget that. He played in the Championship for Coventry. He was at Brighton. He was on loan at Coventry, Swansea as well. But the physicality of the Championship is harder than the Premier League, and he's played there. He knows what to expect. He knows that. So I mean, I don't get the people that are saying that. Oh, well, it's all right because Sesko's played in the Bundesliga, which is a much harder league than this. It might be a much harder league than the Portuguese league, but look at the goals he scored. Look at the assists. It's just, for me, he knows where the back of the net is. He knows where the back of the net is, and I just think he's the better choice. He's a better choice. He's a little bit older. He's in his prime. Sesko's more of a project striker. He's only 21. All right, you know, he's just starting to get into his stride. People are saying that Odegaard will feed him the ball. Odegaard's had a shit season, mate. He's had a terrible season. I don't even want Odegaard at Arsenal. I want Odegaard to leave. I mean, he's not... Odegaard will feed him the ball. Sesko's 6'5". I think he wants the ball in the air more than be fucking through balls. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Put your comments in there. Let's get the chat going. Let's try and spice this up a little bit. What do you think out there? I know there's a couple of people still watching. Let me know, man. Let me know what you think. And I'll just hang on here for a bit. Let's just hang on here for a bit, see if I get any more comments. I can have a look and see if anything else is happening. There's no updates anywhere. Let's have a look. Just walking about the flat looking for my charger. Keep the phone charged up. Anything else you want to talk about? Any other Arsenal deals you've heard? Or any other club? Anything else? Anything on your minds? Let me know. Let me know about it. Let me know if you want to ask me any questions. Have you seen this channel before? People in the chat, people that are viewing, have you seen any videos on my channel? Go and check it out. The Arsenal Alliance, there's loads of Arsenal content on there. Brighton have now scheduled medicals. Fabrizio Romano saying something about Brighton. I didn't get the full thing because I can't open it while I'm on here. I just got the thing that comes down on my phone on the screen. Any other business? Any other business? Well, hey, here's a question for you Arsenal fans. There was wait a minute. So the Arsenal news that was coming out over the last week, and we're going to talk more about this on Thursday, is the links. The links that Arsenal have been linked to. Some of them are a bit ridiculous. You know, Garnacho from Man United. I mean, you know, he's a young player still. He's still got a lot to offer. But, I mean, look what happened to Man United. I know he didn't get a lot of game time. He must have had some sort of attitude problem. But is a Garnacho a player that you'd want to sign? Let me know. Put it in the comment section. Say Garnacho yes or Garnacho no. Another player, Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané, has he had his day? I mean, I haven't followed him for a little while. He was good at City. If Gavin's still there, Leroy Sané, when he was at City, he was good. He went to Germany. He had a couple of good seasons over in Germany. But as he started to decline, you know, I'm not sure about Leroy Sané. Apparently, it could be a free transfer. You know, so that'd be something that would prick your ears up a little bit, wouldn't it? And there's another one that's on the free that Arsenal was linked with, Jonathan David from Lille. That would be a player that I wouldn't mind getting, you know, because there's players at Arsenal that I want to sell. I would sell, and I don't think they've done very well for us. I mean, Kai Havertz is one of them. I mean, and if we sell Kai Havertz, why not just go and get Jonathan David for nothing? You know, I don't know what the wages would be. He's only at Lille, so I don't think the wages would be too astronomical. But the wages for Leroy Sané would probably be, you know, quite high. I've already mentioned Mohamed Kudus earlier on in this stream from West Ham, but there's one that interests me quite a lot. One that I'd think, you know what, mate? Yes, drop Odegaard and bring in this player from Aston Villa, and that player is Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers, for me, would be a great signing for Arsenal, and I would replace Odegaard with him in a heartbeat, mate. I think he's He's a very good player. He can also play on the wings. He can play in the 10. He's got a lot going for him. He's got a bit of bollocks about him as well, and that's what I like. You know, a bit of balls, a bit. He's got a bit of that, bit of grit, and him and Declan Rice in that midfield with Zubermendi. I think that midfield would rock. That would rock and roll. Gavin on the goes back for now. Bernardo Silva is apparently leaving. His mates with Arteta, I can see him at Arsenal. Well, I'll take him. How old is he, Gavin? Is he like 32, 33, something like that? I would take him, bruv. I would. I think he'd be a good player to have on the bench. You know, to have him on the bench and bring him on, like, and just to try and change games, like similar to what City did, similar to how City was using him. 33, yeah. Okay, yeah, I would take him. I'll take him on a year's. Why is he leaving City? Why would he want to leave City? That's the sort of age when you go to Saudi Arabia, isn't it? The players get to that sort of age, and then they get a last hurrah, they get a last few quid, big contract, and go to Saudi Arabia. And this is what is making me think about this apparent hijack for Benjamin Sesko. Saudi, he's only 21. He's not. I don't think he's going. Who was the player that went to Saudi Arabia that was quite young? I can't remember now. Last summer. I can't remember, but a lot of players do go out there. We all know Ronaldo's out there. You know, Ivan Toney went out there. Mitrovic went out there. There's a few players went out there. Jordan Henderson. There's a thought, but you know they're getting to a certain age. Great utility player. I think they've got replacement lined up, and kids coming through the youth team. Okay, so they're just going to release him. Are they going to release him on a free? Listen, if he's on a free, mate. I've heard something about Kevin De Bruyne as well. Is he leaving the club? Very, very unlucky. Look, you've been so unlucky with him. World class, unbelievable player, but the injuries, man. I thought Arsenal was unlucky with him, and we are unlucky with injuries, but you know, I think that Kevin De Bruyne, what a player. And I mean, there's a player that Chelsea released, wasn't he? Chelsea released him, didn't think he was good enough, and then look what happened. He's gone, De Bruyne. Has he got? Oh, there's my bell. Let me see who that is. 1 second. Hello? Okay. I don't know where that was. He's gone. I think it was Silver's wages too. Okay. So they're on big wages. Where's he got? Is he a free agent then, or did someone buy him? Did someone buy him? De Bruyne, I'm talking about, Gavin. I'm not sure. I did hear something about him leaving, but I didn't pay much attention to it because I didn't think he'd ever leave City. I mean, I'd take De Bruyne. I know he's injury prone, but I would take him. I would take him, man. Absolutely, definitely Bernardo Silva because he's still got some legs in him. De Bruyne, maybe would I take? Let me just second thought that with De Bruyne. Because of the injuries, yeah, maybe not. Maybe he might be going to play out in. I was going to go to Italy. Oh, De Bruyne is a free agent. Rumours of him going to Italy. Nothing from Saudi for him because you'd think that Saudi is maybe they're thinking about his injury record as well. So that's a possibility, isn't it? Okay. All right. Well, then there's nothing happening at the moment. There's no new news, but I will. If anything comes up, I will do another show. And for now, got to love yous and leave yous. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Gavin, for commenting in there, keeping the conversation going a little bit. Appreciate it. Look out for my other live streams, Gavin, and I'll see you soon.